Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Chats con Sabor. I am Yvette, one of your hosts. I am joined today by my beautiful co-host, Joanna.
Hi, everybody.
How are you doing today, Miss Joanna?
It's been a long day, but
Yeah,
it is what it is.
yeah, that's why we have this to wind down. Literally,
Salud.
wind up and wind down. Salud. So um, today we're gonna do a whole episode on slice of advice. So, what we did, we put up a little suggestion box on our socials. If you're not following us on our socials or we don't pop up on your feed, it's probably because you haven't interacted with any of our posts. So please like, share, and comment on them. Share them to your stories. I just got a notification on Instagram that now people are able to share our stories. I always thought that they could, like, share our stories. So I don't know, or our posts. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. But
Social
anyway,
media is so freaking weird. I
it's
mean,
so
it changes
finicky.
all the fucking time.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, if you're not doing so already, please do us a favor of sharing our stuff, sharing our posts, and then also commenting and engaging. So we had put up in our stories a little suggestion box, or what is it called? A comment box,
Hmm.
where we were asking you guys to share some stories or predicaments that you're in that you would like us to talk about. Of course, it's all anonymous. We don't, throw your name out there unless you really want us to. But everybody that wrote in asked to remain anonymous. So, yeah, we're gonna read them, and we're gonna just go ahead and give you guys our advice. Some of the things are kind of similar to what we've been through. So again, this is, it's not professional advice. We aren't professionals by any means, by any stretch of the imagination, but we do have 50 years under our belt. Miss Joanna is 50 already. Whoop whoop. Welcome to the 50 Club.
Oh, I'm feeling it.
I'm gonna be saying that all year long. I hope you know. Welcome to the 50 Club.
Every time I
Anyway,
don't remember something, cause 50.
yeah, yeah, that's what I did for a whole freaking year. I was like, oh yeah, cause 50. Now I say cause 50s in plural, plural until I hit 60. And then I'll be like, cause 60. Then
Then
I
it's
won't even
downhill from there.
remember.
Yeah.
I won't even remember what the hell I was like even complaining about or thinking about. I mean, shit, that happens now, but anyway,
No
it'll be a
filter,
little
baby.
different. But anyway, okay, so let's get started. I figured that maybe we would want to switch off. So do you have your notes open so that you can
Hmm.
read them? Okay. Um, why don't you start us off with our first one?
Okay.
The male audience member.
Male audience member. This is gonna be good. How do we handle our kids dating? Backstory. For a while I was hearing about my son and his little girlfriend. I never met her for over a year or so. I would just hear things about her going over their house. Nothing crazy, but when I met her right off the bat, I knew what kind of female she was. Uh-oh. She played the part, but with me, I see right through it, and I think she knew. Let's just say she looked like she was the schoolgirl to get around. This past year, I had
Oh,
asked my
Lord.
son what happened to her. Yep, she cheated on him, and he says she's a slut. I think my son. Oh, wait. I think my son was way too young to have a girlfriend while his mom thought it was cute, but it wasn't cute. When she found out they were having sex at 12, holy panoli, I sure was pissed about it. Do we accept them right off the bat? Or do we get to know them first and then decide?
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so full
There's so
disclosure,
many things. So many things.
this is a friend of mine and we spoke at length about it. Yeah, this is crazy. First of all, the fact that he had a feeling about her. I know we talk a lot about how women have this, intuition and everything, but we forget that guys do too.
Mm-hmm.
Especially men, or men with children, I should say, men with young boys. They've been there, done that, right, since they were young. And so now they know what signs to look for in these young girls for their sons. So I thought that was super interesting. So let's throw that out there that he caught on fast. Obviously the son, his children, his sons live with his baby mama, so he's not in their lives 24/7. He only gets them like every so often, especially now that they're older, they're teens now. But man, that blew me away. Sex at 12 years old. What
That
the hell?
and for
12.
and for let's just say, because we can't presume that the mom's okay with this.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm going to speak, if I, me being a mother of two young
Mhm.
men,
Mhm.
um, we, yeah, that would not be happening. We have
Mhm.
rules in our house. And one of the rules was no sex at the house, no sex, period. This is what happens when you have sex. I'm like, it sounds good, it looks good, it feels good. But at the end of the day, there's always trouble that comes along with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for a young lady at age 12 to already be ready for sex, that's a red flag in itself. Like, what is she
Mhm.
being taught?
Mhm.
Because I guarantee you, she was persisting him and she was pursuing him on this.
Yeah.
Um, and a boy's gonna be a boy. He's 12 years old. His hormones are friggin' raging.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
eventually he's gonna give in. Well,
He's
you
not gonna say
know,
no. Yeah.
he's not gonna say no. It's gonna be an experience. The sad thing is, at 12, you don't value or know what sex is.
Mhm.
Like, a 12-year-old girl doesn't know what an orgasm is.
Mm-mm.
Where a boy is going to orgasm.
Yeah. He's gonna
You
figure
know,
out what an orgasm is
yeah,
a lot faster than
he's
she
gonna.
is.
The bodies are a lot different.
Yeah. Yeah.
At 12, you don't know what you like. You don't know what you're doing. Like, there's just so many things. Your hormones aren't developed. You're not mature enough to make these huge decisions. What if she got knocked up at 12?
We had a
It,
what the fuck moment. Remember when in season 3, I think it was when Sean was here, a young woman
mm,
accepting the fact that her
the
14-year
mom.
old had a baby, like she was
Yeah.
pregnant, and she was so accepting of it, and like she actually gave her blessing, and you and I were both like up in arms, like, well, so was Sean. I mean, he was just like, what the fuck. Yeah, it's wild. So it can happen is what I'm saying. I mean, their little hormones are
It's going to
already,
happen.
yeah,
It's
and their
going to happen
hormones are
nowadays.
heightened already. They're
Yeah.
already going through so many different things, puberty, right? I mean, and you're right,
Well,
they don't understand, especially girls. See, we don't know our bodies yet until much later.
our
Much
bodies
later.
are still developing. I
Mhm.
mean, there's like,
Yeah.
by 12, some girls don't even have boobs yet. Or pubic hair. I mean, like, let's be real. Like,
Yeah.
not every female develops quickly.
Mhm.
You
It's
know,
true. It's
it's
true.
sad. It's sad, and um, I think nowadays too, because parenting has changed so much. It's called soft parenting.
Mm.
People think that, oh well, he's having sex in our house, so we can make sure that they're protected. But how can you make sure?
Yeah.
Are you going to go in there and make sure that he's strapped and that she's on birth control? I mean, that's what you're going to do? You're going to sit there and watch to make sure he
Right.
doesn't. the condom doesn't slip, or I mean, like
Yeah.
what
No.
I used to tell my kid is, if she gets knocked up, she ain't get knocked up in my house.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because that's not going to be my responsibility.
Yep.
You're going to have to figure it out. You
That's
want to have
true.
sex, you want to have fun, you go do it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do it here.
Yeah.
And I don't want to know about it.
Don't come crying to me.
Nope.
Oh my God. All right. So one of the questions he had was, do we accept them right off the bat or do we get to know them first and then decide? I think when we have that, I think that's where I was going with as far as like that instinct that he had, about her. I mean, obviously we shouldn't judge people, right? We shouldn't judge them by, don't judge a book by its cover type of thing. But if you're getting a feeling, your instincts are all, your intuition is like flying off the charts saying, hey, look out with this one, right? She's giving you some kind of, you're feeding off of her or you're feeling her energy. She's letting you know
You're
she's a little
feeling her
sucia.
ick.
She's a little sucia.
Una putita.
Then I do feel like sometimes we do have to give them the benefit of the doubt. But at that moment, I would have talked to my son and I would have been like, look, I know you're going to not listen to me or you're going to continue seeing her, but personally, I'm not getting a good vibe off of her. This is what I'm feeling from her. Just be careful. Just be cautious before you jump into anything. Have an open relationship. Obviously, he's 12 years old and he's already sticking his wee wee into somebody else. He's ready for those types of conversations. He needs a man to man, not a father son. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you need to tell him, like, listen, you this is what you need to look out for. Make sure you're constantly, if you're going to be having sex, and you have to have, wrap it up every single time, not because we're in the moment or she doesn't want to or because she loves me or
Because
shit.
she's on birth control. Just
Yeah, no.
because on birth control, son, doesn't mean that your little pecker can't fall off.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
can't get a disease or anything like that. I think
Yeah.
it's hard to, I don't know if you agree with this, but as a parent to have a discussion like that with a child, depending on the child's personality,
Yeah.
some kids, as soon as you say no to them, they're
I
like
want to go and do it.
even, yeah, they're full throttle ready. Oh, I don't give a fuck what my parents say, whatever, and then they find
Mm-hmm.
themselves in a pickle. Like, to me, have the conversation with them whether they like it or not. You did your part as a parent.
Yeah.
You checked them, you had the conversation, you opened the door for him to come to you, he or she, whatever, for them to come to you. If they choose not to and they're in a pickle, that's a whole nother conversation.
Right. Yeah, it's a different conversation. But let's try not to have that conversation. So then be open. We've talked about though on other episodes. I think it was in season 2, our parenting episode, where we pushed a lot that we should have open lines of communication with our
Mm-hmm.
children, as uncomfortable as it makes us. We have to have those conversations because, especially our generation, our people our age, we weren't really super open and honest and close with our parents. Like, there was a lot that we kept hush hush. We kept to the chest. And so they didn't talk to us about a lot of stuff is what I'm trying to say. Like, we had to
Nigga,
figure
I
a lot
had a
of.
baby at 19. I mean, come on. Sit down and have a freaking conversation with the sister,
Yeah.
you know? Like, I
Yeah.
think that would have been so
Yeah.
much different. Not if, oh, if you get knocked up, I'm gonna kick your ass, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
No, have the conversation. Hey, if you decide to have this, you guys have been together for a while. If you guys decide to have sex, just make sure that it's protected. Let me
Mm-hmm.
take you to a clinic, get you on birth control, just to be that you're safe and that your future's secure, and you're not raising a child like I did. Like, don't be
Yeah.
embarrassed about it. Especially nowadays, because everyone's moving so fast. Our kids are moving so fast
They
that
are.
we need to pluck them. Like, we really need
Yeah.
to sit down and have that hard conversation. I know they don't want to hear about it, but at the end of the day, you have to have that conversation with them. Because if not, you're going to have a baby knocking at the door saying, "Hi, Grandma."
Or
you know,
grandpa.
or
Grandpa.
Grandpa.
Yeah. In
Yeah.
this case. Yep. 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 Yeah, I agree with you. I think those lines of communication need to be open, and he should have maybe said something. Not that he would have prevented them having sex. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, or prevented her from, hurting his son, fucking around with somebody else. But just the fact that, oh, you're bringing somebody home, you have a girlfriend now, like, okay. And yeah, his mom's not gonna lie, we think it's so cute that somebody likes our son. You know what I mean? Like, it's cute, but then it's not, though, because I mean, for everything that we said, all the things that could happen, we're fully aware of what could happen. So yeah, I think we should judge them a little bit. Listen to our instincts. That's gonna be my formal answer is judge them a little bit. Listen to your instincts, but take a step further and talk to your kids about everything. And even if they're not having sex, even if they're just making out, sometimes these little girls, I mean, I remember a story when I think my middle child was, I want to say was she in high school or maybe she was in middle school? I don't know. Anyway, but she knew of some people that had gotten pregnant, or they were talking about oral sex. There was like 11, 12 year olds giving blowjobs on the bus. I mean,
Do you remember the time where they were doing the lipstick?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What do they call it? The lipstick trend or whatever, that these little boys were going from girl to girl to girl with different lipsticks, and they were giving them head, and they were, oh my god.
Yeah, disgusting. The shit that they don't understand that they could be getting. I don't know. Oh, yeah.
Gonorrhea, syphilis, crabs,
Yeah.
HIV, like the list can go on and on and on.
Just wild, wild and crazy. Um, the other question that we had there, or that he had, was how do we navigate that with our kids? I think we kind of covered that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
just be open and honest with your children. We have to, because we are their first line and sometimes only line of defense. Because if they're listening to their friends, all of their friends are in the same predicament. They're in the same boat. So nobody has the right answers, right? Not to say that as parents and as adults that we know everything, but at least we've been there, done that, and we can guide them, a little bit. So
And some of their friends are competing. Like,
that's
who's
true.
going to be deflowered first? Like,
Hmm.
it's a conversation that should be had,
Yeah.
and they're having these conversations behind your back. So
Oh yeah.
you definitely need to have it with them. And if their friends are there, and depending on the parent and how the parent is, have a full blown conversation. Or have the conversation in front of their friends so they can pick up on some stuff on where you stand.
Yeah.
Like, don't be embarrassed because you're there having the conversation with your child.
Yeah.
I would sneak a conversation in so they can hear it too,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
you know?
Exactly.
Strat- Being strategic, having some strategy in there, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good that way because they're not hearing it from their parents. I guarantee you.
Oh no.
Most of these kids are not hearing because they're like, oh, they're 12. It's so cute. Oh my God, they just kissed. Yeah, well, kissing leads to touching. Touching leads to other things.
And I'm sorry, but at 12 years old, my girls, neither one of them, actually, my son either. My son was not at a little girl's house spending time alone with her. And my daughters were definitely not hanging out with little boys, even if their moms were there. So, yeah, having these conversations with our kids is very, very crucial if we want
Yeah.
to try to avoid oopsies, oops pregnancies, and then also STDs and stuff. So, or
And the parents
worse.
should definitely be on the same page.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
sorry.
Definitely.
Should definitely be on the same page.
Yeah. Yeah. The other questions he had was how do we handle our teens having sex and how does that make us feel as parents? And then how do you have the sex talk and at what age? We had this conversation in I think it was season 2. I think it was this episode that your son was on. And we were talking about what age is how young is too young to be having the conversation, or how young
He was too
is old
young.
enough. Yeah. And I'm sorry, but I started having these conversations with my son when he was like in 5th grade. that means that my daughter was in first grade. My middle daughter, she was in first grade. Anyway, elementary school. Oh, and actually, with my son, I had these conversations about nobody touching you anywhere, things like that, because he was so cute. He was so handsome, and everybody used to tell me, everybody, oh my God, he's so cute, he's so cute, and I'm just like, stay away from my kid, like,
I was
uh-uh.
that mom too.
Yeah, I was like, he's mine. Stay away. Like nobody's fucking touching him, inappropriately. Like, no, 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 no.
Well,
Like,
what's amazing was when I was in fifth grade, and I remember this clear as day, we had sex education.
mm-hmm.
And the sex education class showed, talked about the reproduction system. Actually, we had to sign, our parents had to sign the forms and all that for
Right.
us to be there. And it was a co-ed class.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll never forget. And it's like, the teacher was there and explaining everything, not just about your period, but what happens with sex
Mm-hmm.
and all that. And I'll never forget that class. I can even picture the class because I was in awe, because it was a conversation my parents never had with me,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So that's where I got pretty much an idea. And my goal in life was to be married a virgin.
Mm.
And I thought that my first was going to be my husband. It's
Yeah.
the only reason why I had sex. But yeah, that didn't happen. I don't regret it because I have my oldest son, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and he's a great kid, but it just, yeah. Be open with them, be real with them. Like, stop being, nowadays they talk about shit on TV all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They can access this stuff all the time. So why not have this hard conversation with them? They're watching it on videos, they're seeing it on YouTube, they're opening up TikTok, which, by the way, I was surprised because I follow we love to read.
Mm-hmm.
And they have these new things where you can download these reads, these books, but now the books have, like, it's almost a movie story. It's the
Oh.
book, but it's showing you.
Oh.
So
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I was, and I downloaded it so I can hear it because I love watching stuff because I just take it in a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
And I was scrolling and they had one and it actually showed this guy freaking banging the crap out of this chick. And I was like, whoa, wait, what is this?
It's the book. It's in the script.
I was like, hold on. Like, I get it. But kids are scrolling through here all the time.
Yeah.
So nowadays they're so exposed to sex.
Yeah.
From actors and actresses to singers to, that's all they see all day long. So why not have that conversation?
Yeah, I mean, it's true. It's true. We again, I say we are their first and sometimes only line of defense when it comes to that. So we need to have open and honest conversations, even if it makes us feel a certain way. I mean, to this audience member, if you may not be ready to accept the fact that your son is having sex now at 12 years old, but the reality is that he is. And now that you need to open up that line of conversation and make sure that he knows that he can come to you with any kind of questions and when he needs advice. And I mean, everything that comes with being a man. I mean, the beauty of this is that it's not your daughter. That's the beauty, because it's easier to talk to your son than it is to talk to your daughter about this.
I'd be taking my son to the pharmacy, and this is serious, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I need to throw in a little joke in here because sometimes you just have to. It's a serious topic, and it's happening a lot, and there's a lot of STDs out there and all that. But I would take my son to a CVS, a Walgreens, and we would buy stock in condoms because those little
Yeah.
critters at 12, 13, 14, 15, that's all they want to do is have
Bang like
sex.
rabbits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would prepare them. You're not saying it's okay, but you're telling them that they have to protect themselves. And
Yeah.
the minute somebody says, "Oh, you don't have to protect yourself. You don't have to do that." Sorry, can't
Yeah.
happen.
Because if she's telling you that, then she's telling other guys that or other boys.
Oh
So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, we could that's a whole other topic.
yeah. Oh my god, man.
But anyway, thank you so much for giving us that scenario for us to talk about on here.
Love it.
And yeah, I mean, we understand. We understand because we have grown children ourselves. Joanna and I both have grown children, adult children now. But yeah, we've been there, done that. All right, this next one, I've got the next one. So
Hmm.
this one's from a female audience member. How do you handle disagreements or very different points of view with your adult children? Here's the back. Here's the backstory. I thought you might like this one. Daughter-in-law was emotionally abused as a child. She has since cut ties with her mom. My son was raised in a very loving and family-oriented home. Now married, both of them, the son has taken a stance with the daughter-in-law about certain extended family members and is punishing the mom, her, right, for not following suit, punishing by keeping grandkids from her over something she has zero control over. Again, this is somebody that I know, and I know a little bit more about this backstory that I don't want to put out there only because it's a sensitive subject. But basically, her son and his wife are punishing her, the mom, for not taking their point of view or not standing beside them against another extended family member within their family. And the two, the son and the wife, are like basically shunning that other family member, and they want the mom to do the same. But she is saying, well, I don't have any control over that situation. Why am I being punished when I have no control over that situation? So her
It never
question.
involved her.
Exactly. Exactly. It
Yeah.
had absolutely nothing to do with her. But because she said something that sounded like she was in support of that other family member, daughter-in-law was like, whoa, and son wants to protect her. That's his wife. And he's trying to protect his wife and support her, in some kind of way. So mom and son are now like this because son and daughter-in-law are not allowing mom to see the grandkids because they don't want their kids in that type of situation or anywhere near, like they're trying to protect their children. Her questions are:
Whew.
how does she broach the subject with the son about being wrongfully accused and punished for something she did not do? And should she keep her distance? She says she walks on eggshells when talking to him and she's afraid of being blocked or ghosted by him. What do you think?
So here's my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
From my experience, I have learned that sometimes you have to bow out in a fight, and
Yeah.
certain things just don't need to be explained.
Yeah.
Your son knows you as a mother, as a person, and he should know that your intentions are never ill will or any type of malice.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, you raised him the best way you knew how to raise him. You
Right.
created this young man, probably a good young man.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. At the end of the day, he goes home to her. He has to deal with her.
Mm.
So sometimes you have to take the personal emotion out of it
Yeah.
and just let him be and let him be with his family. Because eventually he's going to come back to you and you guys are going to have that conversation. Stepping back is probably the best idea for you to do right now. I know it pains you, it kills you because you can't be around your grandchildren. But at the same time, you have to think about your mental health, you not being involved because it's going to get worse,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just going to have to let him be the man that you raised. Eventually he's going to come back to you, and he's going to have a conversation with you because he's going to need you, your mom,
Yeah.
at the end of the day. And
Yeah.
you guys have that great relationship. And sometimes marriages don't last, let's be honest.
Sure.
So um yeah, that's an uphill battle that I recommend you just bow out of. Let him come to you when he wants to come to you. You reach out, you check on him when you have to, but don't get involved. Just leave it alone. It's not fair. You feel awful, but he is a grown man at this point, and all you can do is be a parent from a distance, if that makes any sense.
It makes total sense. I know exactly what you're talking about because I've had to do the same thing myself, where I've had to take a step back. I don't get to see my grandchildren very often because they live so far away or I've lived so far away. Yeah, in certain situations I've had to learn the hard way too, and I did give that advice in person, basically saying the same thing, that she should just back away and let him handle whatever it is that he needs to handle. But the problem I think is in this particular situation is the fact that she is being punished for not thinking like them or not acting or reacting like the way they did. Now they're seeing her daughter-in-law is now saying, "Oh my God, my children are in jeopardy when they're with grandma now." To me, it's I told her it's a trauma based reaction based off of her own trauma with her own mother. And so now she can't trust his mother, meaning her. Um,
But that's not a
and
her thing.
no, it definitely
That's
isn't.
it's the other person thing. It's
Yeah.
the daughter-in-law thing.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
you can't take it personal. As hard as it is, you can't. I mean,
Yeah.
it you have to separate you from the person you are, from the grandmother you are, from all that, to letting them do what they need to do. Because the more you get involved, the worse it's going to get.
Yeah.
And if your beliefs are dropped because you want to be close to your grandchildren, then you start questioning who you are as a person. Oh, well, I
Mm-hmm.
did it for my grandchildren, but that's a crutch. That's not how you felt.
Right.
So you're going to sacrifice who you are as a person and who this family member is to, I want to be near my grandchildren, but you're always going to harbor that resentment that I had to cut ties with this person because I can't be with
Right.
with my grandparents.
And almost kind of like submit,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like submit to
To something
their
that's not right. Yeah.
demands. And here's the thing. And I think I told her this. I'm trying to remember the conversation, but here's the thing. When we as grandparents, especially in her situation, not having done anything really to cause the, now I'm going to cut you off and da 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 da, we we tend to take it to heart. We do take it personal because now you're saying I'm a threat to my own grandchildren. Like that's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like you have to hold the other person accountable. Now, so in her case, in the daughter-in-law's case, your children only have one grandmother, right? Because your mother, your own mother, is not in your children's lives. So they are being deprived of one grandparent, right? Now, this person is divorced. Mom is divorced. So there's mom and then there's dad. Dad is remarried to somebody else. So daughter in law is now attaching herself to that person, that woman who is no blood relation, but is technically step grandmother. I don't know how you call that because she's married to dad, right? For father-in-law. She's married to the father-in-law. So daughter-in-law is now looking to step mother-in-law. I'm making up words. stepmother-in-law to fill the void of not having actual grandma in their lives. And that's the thing, is that they don't realize that they're hurting their children. They're not hurting, I mean, they are hurting you, right, by doing whatever they're going to do, but they're hurting the children more, because then kids don't get to see grandma or Gigi or granny or nana or whatever you want to call them. They don't get to see that person anymore, as little as they saw them before, because they do live in separate city or different cities, right? So as little as they saw them before, now they don't see them at all. Now you're just cutting off ties. Again, I get it that, we're giving her advice, as to how to handle the situation. And I agree with you totally. Like, and that's exactly what I told her. You need to take a step back, and you need to just accept the fact that he's a grown man and he's making grown man decisions. He's choosing to stay by his wife's side, which he should, because that's how you raised him, right? To stay by his wife's side and to protect her and all this stuff. But at the same time, not be a doormat. Don't be a doormat and let your wife walk all over you and let her trauma dump on you. And now you think you have to protect her, and you think the same way now. Now it's like this group think type of thing. And that was her other question, is how does she talk to her son to remind him that he was never abused and shouldn't be treating the mom this way? And how does she talk to him about not enabling or allowing daughter-in-law to alienate him and his kids from their family? Because they do have family. They have a lot of extended family.
Ooh, girl.
What do you think? Yeah.
I'd give it some time. I
Yeah.
would give it some time. I would really get my words and my thoughts in order before you decide to have a conversation like that with your child. Because, again, it's going to be bad for you.
Yeah.
It's not going to be bad for him, because he's going to go home with his little wife and his children, and he's going to be fine. He's going to be pissed off at you, because
Yes.
you told him the reality of how you felt, and you listened to how they felt, but they feel like they're right and you're wrong. So I think this is one that you're probably going to have to take an L for, and just step back and think about it, process it. If there's ever an opportunity for you guys to sit down and have a conversation one-on-one, it'll happen.
Yeah.
But I don't think right now it's probably a good time to do that, just because it's so fresh and so new. I think the space is going to help your son miss you and realize either one or two things, because knowing how kids are nowadays, he's either going to miss you and he's going to reach out to you and say, "Hey mom, I'm thinking about you," or "Can we get together," or whatever it may be. That's going to be one scenario. The other one, he's going to think, "Oh, she sided with them, didn't side with me." Either way, you're going to have to accept it. And wait, one day you will have that conversation, but I don't think that conversation needs to be had now, because you're just going to lose them.
I agree. And I have taken that stance too.
Are we?
Yeah. Yeah. It's sad. It's a hard situation, right? Like,
it is, and it sucks. And we totally get it. Been there, done that. I mean,
definitely.
but at the end of the day, we raised our kids the way we raised our kids. And if they're going, they have to live their lives. If they're going to side with her, he has to sleep with her. He has to deal with her. He has kids with her. He's going to have to detach himself to support her, because it's going to be shit for him.
Yeah.
It's just,
she's going to make his life a living hell.
Yeah.
If he fights with his mother.
He's pretty much taking the easy way out. Is what he's doing. I hate to say it.
But we can't really blame him, right? I mean, that's what I'm saying. He feels like he has to, in every way, protect. He's being a husband. He's protecting his wife at all costs, even if it means alienating himself from his mother, because she doesn't think the same way that they think, or that his wife thinks. I don't agree with it, but I don't agree with the situation with his what he's doing, but at the same
Yeah.
time, we can't
Mhm.
really fault him for protecting his wife. You know what I
She
mean?
raised a good man.
He did raise
He's
a good
protecting
man.
his wife. He's standing by
Yeah,
his wife, you know?
yeah, yeah. I feel like he's wrong in this situation, but
Oh no, he's dead fucking wrong in this situation.
but he's
Um,
doing the right thing
he's
in
done the
essence.
right thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right, okay. All right. So I hope that helps. And I know she's going to be watching this episode, so send us follow up DM messages. Let us know if this helped, or if we could have gone a little deeper, or what your thoughts are.
Yeah,
And
just
good
be
luck to you.
careful what you ask for from us because if you want us to go deeper, holy smokes,
Yeah,
Batman.
we can go very deep, right? But good luck to you, and I hope it all works out. I hope it does, because it's an awful situation. It breaks my heart. Okay, so Miss Joanna has our what the fuck moment. Yeah, we have our what the fuck moment now, Miss Joanna.
Okay, are you ready?
I
This
am so
is
ready.
a doctor telling us, sir, Yvette's gonna love this shit. Her and her freaking conspiracy theory
Oh
shit.
yeah.
Oh my god. Here we go. These are the
Yeah.
bad things that you should not have in your house. Are you ready for this? You're
I
gonna be
am so
like,
ready. I
what
bet you I
the
know
fuck?
some of these things.
It's the simplest things, and you're gonna be like, get the fuck out of here. So here we go.
Yeah.
I banned from my home immediately. Hello, I'm Dr. Simpson, a longevity doctor. If you care about your hormones, quality of sleep, and long-term wellness, these items are more crucial than they appear. Number one, microwave popcorn bags. This one shocks many because it feels like a healthier option than chips. But the truth is, these bags are lined with PFAS, a forever chemical that
Yeah.
doesn't degrade and leaches into your popcorn
I
during
love
heating.
popcorn.
These compounds are associated with hormonal disturbances, metabolism problems, and long-term cancer risks. Use an air popper or prepare popcorn on the stove with coconut oil and sea salt for a safer option. Number two, scented candles. Most people assume they're safe. However, burning them releases chemicals like benzene and formaldehyde, both of which are hazardous when inhaled consistently. Number three, synthetic air fresheners, including plug-ins, sprays, and car scents. These devices emit chemical blends, some banned internationally, that can irritate the lungs, interfere with hormones, and worsen indoor air quality. Number four, using bright lights at night. This is more about circadian health than toxins. Cool-toned LED lights, popular in bathrooms and bedrooms, emit blue light that signals the brain it's still day. This reduces melatonin production and disrupts your natural rhythm. Switch to warm-hued bulbs in the evening, especially in bedrooms. It's a minor change that leads to better nighttime recovery. Try cooking a stew made from lentils, sweet potatoes, turmeric, and olive oil. It promotes liver health and naturally balances cortisol, the body's stress hormone. Comment calm, and I'll send a hormone supportive.
Nice. Nice. So I knew about the scented candles and the plugins. I knew about that already, and the LED lights. That's why I fucking can't stand LED
I
lights.
didn't know about the scented candles. I knew they were bad for like cats for your pets.
Yeah.
Um, and the air fresheners. I knew that.
Yeah.
Not as detailed as that, but I knew some of that. But popcorn, bro, popcorn.
Popcorn, if you notice, the kernels are like they're coated. They're coated with something. So, and then the inside, the butter
Yeah,
is
it's the bag. It's the actual bag
it's
though, and what it
disgusting.
produces.
Yeah, and then the bag is it's a bag print with printed stuff on it. Like, how do you
And
think they?
it
What do you
has
think
like
they
a
use to print
type
stuff?
of it's not a metal, but it's something
Oh my
similar
god!
to it that seeps into that stuff. I'm like, are
Yeah.
you joking? Popcorn, I didn't give a shit about the freaking candles and stuff. But the not that I didn't give a shit because I love candles and I have plugins everywhere.
So do
Just saying.
I. So do I. I'm guilty of that still, but I try to go with I mean, I can't do anything about the plugins, right? But I do try to go with the scented candles. I try to make sure they're either beeswax because it's better for you. Soy
All the
candles. I try to
soy.
stay away from soy candles, but because those are Those are hormone, what are they called? Hormone, not blockers, but they interfere with your hormones, right? I forgot what it's called. There is a word for them, and I can't think of it right now. But anyway, so I try to be more mindful about the scented candle, and then I want them infused with natural essential oils, not with these fake fragrances. Yeah, so I try to be a little bit, but I do love candles. I love burning candles. That's my
Me too.
thing. That is
Me
my
too.
thing.
I love my wax melts. I love all that stuff. I like my house to smell good, especially with
Yeah,
having
me
a
too.
dog.
I don't want to walk in and it just smells like house. I need for it to smell good. Okay, the thing about formaldehyde, the fact that formaldehyde is used to embalm dead bodies.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know
in
if people know that.
everything too.
So let me tell you, when I used to work in retail, when I was in high school, okay, high school, I used to work in retail. I used to buy stuff before and take off the tag and put it on, and oh my God, this is cute, blah, 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 blah. Then I started working at a store in the mall, and they started giving us information about how things are preserved, right? Well, things are made in China, in India, in Taiwan, Mexico. They're made somewhere else and then they get shipped to us. Well, they have to have something to preserve the fabric and so that the bugs don't eat it and whatever in transit, right? They use formaldehyde. That's one of the big things that they use to preserve fabric, cotton, everything you buy. So you need to 100% wash your clothes. Don't fucking take off the tag and slip the dress on. Especially your panties, that goes against
And
your
your bra,
vagina or your bra.
go
Like,
against your nipples.
thank you. Our skin, first of all, I think people forget that our skin is a living organ. This is our largest organ that we have, our skin. The things that you put in it and on it are going to absorb into your bloodstream and everything, right? This is why we've talked about sunscreens and or lotions that have carcinogens in them, perfumes, body sprays, anything you put on your body, on your skin, your clothes, touching your skin. You think that's not absorbing? Like, yeah, anyway, yeah. Talk about conspiracy theory. I could go on and on and on
I
about
told
this.
you.
So,
I
yeah.
told you guys. I knew that this would trigger something in her.
I
Just
could
saying.
just go on and on. But we're going to move on and we're going to get on to the next one. And Miss Joanna has this one. It's another female audience member.
How do I go about reconnecting with my biological father as an adult?
This is good.
This is good. This is good. Backstory. Father left when I was 5 years old. Mother did her best to fill in the gaps. But she wasn't my dad. Always felt like something was missing. Fast forward to adulthood, found my father. He wants a relationship or at least try to get to know, for us to get to know one another. Not sure how I'm feeling about it or if I want to or can forgive him for leaving in the first place. Question. How do we forgive our parents as adults when there are unresolved kid hurt feelings? Ooh,
Ooh.
girl.
Ooh.
Mm.
That's a good one. And the question is perfect. How do we forgive adult parent or forgive our parents as adults when we're still hurt and we have trauma from our childhood? How do we forgive our parents for causing that trauma? Take it away, Miss Joanna, because damn.
Girl, do I got some advice for you.
Yeah.
So, little story time from Miss JoJo here. I too had my biological father. I did not meet my biological father until I was about 20 years old. The story was that he left. But it wasn't the story. That was, my mom had a story, he had a story. Anyhow, I met my biological father. He was probably the sweetest human being you ever met. A very, very special man. So it was kind of hard to believe my mom's story, especially when he nicknames his daughter Joy, because that was the joy of his life, was his daughter. That's my nickname. So when I met him, I was in awe with him. Not only did I resemble this human, you know, I looked like him, my sister looks like him, we look like each other. But that was something that I took with me like throughout my childhood. Like I just didn't feel like I fit in. I had my brother, my sister, my stepdad, who was in my life for ages, you know, helping my mom raise me. But when I met him, it was a different connection. We talked about things. I remember him coming one day into the room I was staying, because I ended up going and living with him for a little bit. But then I realized, you know, that lifestyle was not my lifestyle. I'm a straight up country girl. I lived in the country. He lived in the city. That wasn't my vibe. The way they lived was not my vibe. You know, I was raised very sheltered. Obviously, I was pregnant I had a child by 19. So it's definitely a different lifestyle. Anywho, we connected for a little while. We kept in touch. My uncle was kind of the connection for us, like for us to be able to talk to each other. He searched for me. He looked for me. He always had that piece of him that was missing. He told me that. But the sad thing was that after a while, there was no more connection. There was no more communication. Not that there wasn't connection. There was just no more communication. And after years, I come to find out that he's gone. He had passed away. And I reconnected with my sister. So this is what I took from it. Mind you, I've had a lot of therapy. I understand the little girl that's hurting.
Right.
But I understand the letting go aspect of it. You can't fix what happened. But if you're willing to move forward with something new now, take the time to get to know him, love on him, you guys start building a relationship, whether it lasts forever, if it doesn't, do it. You have that chance, you have that opportunity. Not too many people do that. I never got a chance to truly bond with him, and that's probably one thing that I really miss. And when I do have conversations with my sister, she tells me how amazing he was as a father, which is amazing in my eyes for her, because she's an amazing young lady. So if you have this opportunity, don't hold on to the pain. Go into it. Be cautious, but at the same time, see where it goes. Don't be opposed to not giving that a chance. Whether it's
you never know what you might be missing.
Yeah, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, it's a new chapter for you. It's a new chapter for him. He wants to take the time to get to know you. That's huge in itself. You know, you don't know the pain he's gone through and missing you and the reasons why he had to make the decision that he made. So give him that opportunity to sit and talk to you. And now the adult you, even with the hurt, look at it in a logical, grown-up perspective. You know, we all have that little girl that comes out and she wants to remind you of all these bad things that happen. And if he was there, he would protect you. Trust me, girl, I've been through it. I've thought about it. But at the end of the day, I was happy that he was there for my sister the way he was there for my sister,
Yeah.
um, and which to me makes him even more of a beautiful man than what the person that I met. I just wish that there was more give on his end, but sometimes you don't know what the circumstances are or
True.
why he made the decisions he made, or maybe it was too painful for him, maybe he was embarrassed, maybe he was ashamed. So these are the
Right.
things that you have to com- compart com- motherfucker, I can say.
Compartmentalize.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't you have to you have to take the pain out of it
Yeah.
and start looking at it in a different set of lenses as an adult. So that's my advice to you. I wish I had more time with him so he could have met my other son and seen my life now and all that, but it didn't happen. So what I'm saying is take advantage of it. You have
Mm-hmm.
him now, and embrace him for the time, even if it's for a year, if it's 2, 3, whatever. You never know what's going to happen down the line, and you never
Right.
want to have that regret that you never had that chance and that time to spend time with him, or at least give him that
Exactly.
opportunity. You know,
Yeah.
that's just that's my perspective.
Yeah. No, it's a good perspective because she might not ever get that opportunity again.
Yeah.
Like you ended up losing your father, and just not being able to reconnect in a real way. I mean, you met him, but the connection as an adult, especially,
Mm-hmm.
it's different. It's different. Now, I do want to say this with the caveat of we're not discounting the fact that she's still hurting
Right.
from that childhood trauma, you know? Um, but I feel like that has to be a self healing type of journey.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to be able to, nothing he says is going to be good enough to as to like why did I leave you? And I think as grown women, grown especially women that we don't have our daddies there, right? Because I'm in that boat too. I'm in the same boat. Everybody know, well, not everybody, but I've said it before on the podcast. I did not grow up with my biological father, and for the most part, I didn't feel. Well, I always thought that I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything by not having him around or anything. But I feel like now, just within I would say the last 10 years, I've actually thought about it. And I'm like, if he were to reach out to me or find me in some kind of way, if he's still even alive, because he was 10 years older than my mom, and my mom's 20 years older than me. So he's 30 years older than me. So, meaning he's 80 something, he's 81 at least. So, who knows if he's even still alive? I don't know. He might not be. But what I'm saying is, we just within the last 10 years, I've actually thought about if he were to reach out to me, then I may be willing to hear his side of the story. And I never really knew the real reason why he left. And it turns out that my mom actually left him. So, and just recently I asked her within the last couple months that I've been living here back home in Texas. So, um, I did ask her, like, why did you leave him? Like, what happened? She explained to me everything that happened. And she's the one who left him. She's the one who decided he's not going to be a good father for my daughter. And I did the same thing with my son's biological father from the get go before he was even born. I was still pregnant, and I just decided he's not going to be a good father for my son. I know he's not. So I made that decision. My mom made that decision for me. So it's not like he left me, but he also didn't fight very hard to keep me in his life or to keep himself in my life. He didn't fight very hard. He moved on with his life and became this. Anyway, we're not going to go deep in that, but he was very successful in his career. We'll say that. Left and left Texas, and he was very successful in his career, according to what my mom found out later throughout the years. He tried to reach out to me, and at that point, hurt Yvette. decided, no, I don't want to talk to him. I don't need anything from him. Because at that point, I had my grandfather who had basically raised me as my father. I mean, I knew he was my grandfather, but, and I saw him as such. I didn't see him as my father, but he was the male father figure in my life. And that was good enough for me. That's what all I knew. So that was good enough for me. My grandmother was around too. So she was like a second mom to me, you know? But for me now as an adult, and I would say from my 20s to like say my 40s, so for 20 years, I never thought of even having any type of relationship with him. Like that was never a thought in my mind. It was never an idea that occurred to me. But I feel like now in my 50s now, if he's still alive and if he were to reach out to me, I think I would at least go have, I don't drink coffee, but I would have a coffee.
You
Meet
would
up
have
with
a
him and just
mimosa.
meet up with him and just say, okay, tell me why. Like, explain to me what was your reasoning. And I will tell you. And I think it's because I I think it's because of the fact that now going, we just talked about the whole mother son and daughter-in-law situation, and I think it's because of the fact of what my son has gone through within his relationship and without putting his business out there because he's very private. I will say that I can see now how my mom took me away from him, right? And probably made it very difficult for him to even see me at all. Did he fight hard? Probably not. But maybe he did. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on that because I haven't met him. I haven't had that conversation with him. This one woman is now saying that she has the opportunity. He literally is wanting to.
Hmm.
So I'm with you on this one. I feel if you have the opportunity and your father is willing to explain, and I will reiterate, nothing he says is going to fix what he did. Nothing. Because
Hmm.
you're hurt. And until that pain gets resolved on your own without your father, that has to be a you thing, then you really are not going to get past that point, you know? But maybe having his presence in your life and as an adult, a completely different relationship. He's not going to be
Hmm.
your dad. He's not going to be your daddy. That's long gone. That's in the past. You're not going to get that back. You're not going to get that relationship back. You're not going to get those emotions back. You're not going to get that feeling of protection and safety. You're not going to get that back. I get that and I give you that. But from this point forward, you can maybe build on something different, on an adult
Hmm.
relationship with your parent. And I think if my biological father were to reach out to me now in this day and age, I feel, yeah, then maybe I'd give him a chance. I'd give him a chance to explain himself. Is it going to fix what he did back then or what my mom decided to do because of what he was doing to her, you know? No, it's not going to fix any of that, but I'd be willing to at least start the conversation and start the healing process in
Hmm.
that respect.
Agree. My
So,
mom made the same decision. She was like,
yeah.
deuces. She's the one who, and he tried. He would call, he would reach out. My uncles would call, trying to see what was going on. And, sometimes when it's no, 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 no,
You have
that's
to
where you
stay
have to,
step back.
yeah, you have to give them grace because
Yeah.
at that point, it's like, what am I fighting for?
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So,
Yep. Um so the second the other questions, you want to read those questions and then see
sure.
how.
Um, we did, how do we forgive our parents? We did that one.
Yeah.
Is it better to start from scratch or rehash old shit? Is it my responsibility to forgive or his to apologize? Good questions, girl. Good questions.
What do you think about that? Mm.
Honestly, I would start from scratch. There's going to be, I think, building your relationship first, your new relationship as adults, should be something that's slow. Eventually, the conversation is going to come up on the whys, and you should allow it. I know we don't have patience. Humans do not have patience. We want to know everything. Why did this happen? Why'd you do this to me? Now I'm so fucked up because you weren't in my life. Blah blah blah. But sometimes we have to take the time to look at the big picture. Do you think your life would really be better with them in it? I mean, truly.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you have to really start looking at everything. Um, I always say things happen for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's poor decision making from our parents to the universe, doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It happens for a reason. Maybe the road that you took is a road that you had to take because that's the road the universe wanted you to take and wanted you to grow into this beautiful, strong, educated woman.
Yeah.
Um, so the rehashing will come, but let it flow. In the
Yeah.
meantime, know who he is, see him as a person. It's almost like, in a weird way, dating or making a new friend. Because right now it's a
Mm.
friendship thing. It's not a parent thing. You're past that
Yeah.
aspect of this relationship.
Yeah.
You're going to build towards that. But right now you have to look at it as, okay, I'm meeting this person for the first time. Um, Let me see how he is,
Mm-hmm.
who he is. Because he might have been a young man that didn't know how to freaking wipe his ass. You don't know. You don't know. Maybe he was lost.
Yeah.
Maybe he wanted to be a guitarist for Guns N' Roses. Who fucking knows? I mean,
Big
everyone
dreams.
has, everyone has this thing, and
Mm-hmm.
whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent, you just have to give that person that opportunity. But you
Mm-hmm.
start build on a friendship first before you get into the dad aspect of it. Call
Yeah.
him by his name. Refer to him by his name. He's not dad. He's not daddy. He's Joe Schmo. Um, but the conversation of you guys hashing everything out, I think that should be later on down the line. When you start feeling that this is becoming something that you guys, it's
Mm-hmm.
like a relationship, like a dating thing, a friendship thing, then it's a conversation that you guys need to have. But
Yeah.
take it one step at a time. Don't go in there like a bull in a china shop, be like, you motherfucker, you left me, blah, blah, blah. I mean,
Pointing
what,
fingers.
yeah, what are you going to get out of
Yeah.
that? You're not going to get any answers. You're not going to have a relationship. You're not going to have
Yeah.
any of that.
You're just
Show
gonna
them
have
the
more hurt
woman,
feelings
yeah, show them the woman that you've turned into. And
without his help.
without his help, that's going
Yeah.
to show and speak volumes of who you
Yeah.
are as a person and your character.
Yeah.
He will apologize if
Eventually.
he loves you and wants to be a part of your life. He will
Mm-hmm.
apologize, but you have to give him that time, because remember, just like you're battling with these thoughts, he's battling with the thoughts
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
on his approach, what he's going to say, what he's going to do, and all that.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
sorry,
It's true. It's true.
tangent.
I I like what you said about maybe approaching it like dating because you don't know him and he doesn't know you. So I agree. Start from scratch and take the approach of, well, this is just somebody new that I'm barely meeting. Try to go into it. I know it's difficult. I know it's hard because, again, we have that childhood trauma, those hurt feelings. She said the kid hurt feelings. Um, but if you go into it or try to go into it, I don't know this person from the person at the freaking Starbucks serving me my coffee. I don't know him at all. And he does not know you at all. So, like Miss Joanna said, approach it in a way where you're just getting to know him and you're letting him get to know you. I think that levels off the playing field for both on both sides. So then her question is it my responsibility or is it his responsibility? Who goes first? Who cares? Right now, who cares? Right now you're just meeting a stranger because he is a stranger. You don't know him and he doesn't know you. So you give him the version of you that you want him to know before. Miss Joanna said, he's not your dad. Don't put a label on him. He's just Joe Schmo. You know, that's who he is. He's just some guy or man that you just met. So, how much information you want him to know about you, what version of yourself. We always put up, even when we're dating, we always put a version of ourselves that is not necessarily 100% authentic at first until we feel safe with that person. So, maybe take baby steps and until you feel safe revealing who you truly are to your biological father. And then at that point, maybe the rehashing of old shit can come up and you can say, you know what? This is how you hurt me, but not from the get go, because then it's going to feel like you're attacking him and then he's going to feel defensive and then you're not going to get anywhere. You end up with just a bunch of hurt feelings again. And now as an adult to add on to the childhood trauma, right? So yeah, I think that's great advice, Miss Joanna. That's perfect. I love how that analogy used. Yeah, I loved it. Okay, please let us know what happens if there's an update to that situation.
We love updates. Give us an update.
Yes. I mean, whether you took our advice or whether you think we're full of shit, what happened with your situation? Because we truly do, like, I'm invested in this story because I can relate to it, right? And Miss Joanna too, like, she can relate to this story. So definitely let us know, keep us posted, keep us updated as to what happens, and we wish you the very best of luck.
Yes.
The next one is a male audience member. Okay. How do I rebuild the trust after hurting my wife? Backstory. Ugh. Got caught up in a web and fell for a woman who was giving me the attention and affection that my wife wasn't giving me at the time. I came clean to her because I felt guilty. All right, was that about you or was that about her? We're going to get into that, but it was only one time being with the other woman, but the lead up was a few months in the making. Okay, so this was an affair. This was not a one-time thing. It wasn't a cheating moment. This was a drawn-out affair because an emotional affair is an affair. Okay. My wife decided to stay and give me another chance, but sometimes I feel like the trust will never be reestablished. How do I make it up to her? How do I show her that she can trust me again? Let me stop there because there's other questions. So, first of all, what do you think? And secondly, what about his question? How does he make it up to her? How does he show her that she can trust him again after breaking that trust?
Okay, fine. Let's break it down. Okay?
Break it down.
Look, you need to sit down and have a serious conversation with your wife. You need to find out what it is that she needs from you for you guys to rebuild. Because there's always going to be something. You now created an insecurity in her.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
It's an insecurity that's going to be very, very hard for you to rebuild her trust or gain her trust. When you're locked in emotionally to somebody else, and let's just say that she's aware of this, it's not just the physical with a woman. And I'm telling you this from experience. It's emotional, it's sexual, it's physical, it's mental, a lot of things that you've broken down, a lot of things. Yeah. So now to rebuild all of that, you have to be accepting of the insecurities you created. So as a man who wants to save his marriage, it is a conversation that you have to sit down and have for her, have with her, and say, honey, how can we get past this? What do you need me to do? Because you're the one who caused these insecurities. You're the one that caused this problem. So you have to take the initiative to ask her what it is that she needs for you guys to get past this. As rough as that conversation is going to be, it's a conversation that needs to be had. If you can't do it alone, seek couples therapy. Yeah. Because you did this for a reason. What was that reason? Oh, she wasn't giving you what you needed? Okay. Do you know what she was going through because she wasn't giving you what you needed? Did you stop to ask her what it was that she needed? Did
Yeah.
she need you? And I'm not defending. I'm just talking to you from experience as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
I think that in marriages the communication gets lost.
Absolutely.
We get so complacent that we forget that our partner breathes, eats, loves, supports us.
Needs. Yeah.
We forget that. We get so
Yeah.
complacent. We get so into the routine. But
Too
you,
comfortable. They get
yeah,
too comfortable
too
with each other
comfortable. Just
that they get
remember,
complacent. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you needed something, but you never stopped to see what it was that she needed. That's why she wasn't giving you what you needed.
And also, to piggyback on that, is, and I don't know because he didn't say, it's very vague, right? The
Mm-hmm.
information. Before you started emotionally attaching yourself to another woman, was a conversation had with your wife to let her know that your needs were not being met, that you weren't being seen or heard or whatever the case may be. I don't know exactly what happened, unfortunately. I don't know if that conversation was had. And if it was, and then she just kind of continued with the relationship, because we get stuck in a rut. We get, as women, especially, we don't feel sexy. We don't feel wanted. We don't feel desired. We're running around with the kids 24/7. I don't know if that's what caused it. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there. Did you talk to her prior to talking to this other woman, whoever she was? Because there was a lead up. I'm thinking months, at least months. Maybe it was somebody you worked with. Unfortunately, that happens, you know?
Usually happens. Yeah.
Yeah. You're telling her about all these issues and what you're not getting at home, and then she sees it as an opportunity, or you see it as, oh, she listens to me. I'm being heard now. I'm being understood. I'm being praised. Maybe she's like, oh, you're such a good man and you're this and you're that. At work, sure, but do you live with him? How are you being at home? We don't know enough of the backstory, unfortunately. And I don't know this person. It was somebody who just sent us some stuff. And I appreciate it. I'm not trying to bash him by any means. And I hope he's watching this episode, because we're not trying to bash. I'm just posing the question, was there a conversation, at least one conversation that was had, where you told your wife that your needs were not being met?
And
You know,
conversation,
before.
not you've reached out to her, you've touched her because you wanted sex, and you were showing her
No,
affection.
yeah.
No, an actual
Yeah.
verbal communication, like,
Right.
honey, this isn't being, I feel like we're out of touch. I don't feel like we're in sync. I don't feel like we're evenly yoked the way that we usually are.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? Are you okay? Is it me? Like, am I not doing enough? Like, taking the time and the investment, because it sounds like you love your wife from these
Right.
questions. You're trying to make
Mm-hmm.
this up to her. And if you're trying to
Yeah.
make it up to her, then it's a conversation that you truly need to have with her. Like, be
Yeah.
open and say, where did I fall short that you felt the way you did? Or were you so involved because you were doing everything by yourself that you were neglecting me? Because sometimes that
Yeah.
happens. But
Yeah.
until you start having those communications and trusting each other with each other's feelings and emotions and stuff, you're never going to find out.
Right.
And I
Right.
think
No,
that's
and
where a lot of our relationships fall short, is because we're so scared to have those real conversations with our partners. And again, if
mm-hmm.
you're too scared to have the conversation with her by yourself, then have it with a therapist. Don't
Right.
have it with a friend. Don't have it with anything like that. Have it with someone that is professional and that can be your liaison in between, and is completely biased because they don't know you from a can of paint. So you
Right.
guys can work through these things. Show her that you're willing to work on your relationship and you want
Yeah.
her to trust you and love you, and know that, hey, I'm here. I'm not going
Mm-hmm.
anywhere. I fucked up once, but I'm not going to do it again. but you
Yeah.
have to show her your
Yeah.
efforts by asking her, talking to her, say, hey, honey, you want to go to therapy? We could do therapy. We can get to where we need to get to.
Right.
Show her that you really want this.
And I think within the conversation, it's important to note that he said it was only one time being with the other woman. That's the physical part. The fact that you had an emotional affair for months, I'm assuming again months, it could have been weeks, I don't know. I'm going to go with months. Months leading up to the physical part. I feel like that's even worse because now when you build that emotional connection with somebody, it's because you want it for long term. And the fact that okay, he felt guilty after he had sex, but he didn't feel guilty in the meantime building up to the sex part. I feel like that deserves some, let's shine a light on that, personal for him. Why did he feel like it was okay to have the emotional affair? Why didn't he fess up? He only fessed up after the fact of having sex with her, right? Or that's when he confessed to her, to the
That's
wife.
when his guilt kicked in.
Exactly. Because in his mind, having a physical sexual affair or cheating one time was more, I don't know, relevant.
Was worse
Was
than
worse
having
than
than having the
than
emotional.
yeah. And I will tell you, I've had both done to me, and I can tell you that the sex part, whatever. Because men are very, transactional. We've talked about this a lot on this podcast. Men are very transactional. They look at sex as just like, whatever, a means to an end. She's hot. Let me fuck her. It's fine. An emotional affair. Again, you build on that emotional connection with somebody because you want it to go long term. You don't have an emotional connection with every single person you have sex with. You could meet somebody at a bar, she's beautiful, you're drunk, and you take her home and you fuck her, and then you can forget about her the next day. I mean, everybody has one night stands, right? Or most guys. So that transactional sex is less meaningful than those months leading up to that transaction, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Right? So,
And he also used a key word.
mm-hmm.
He says she was giving me attention and affection.
Yeah.
So you were missing some emotional aspects from your relationship that you gave to her,
Right.
which made you connect to her, which
Yeah.
means there's something in your relationship that's never going to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
Because you just gave that away freely.
Yep. So those are things that he has to work through on his end, right? But also with his wife, if he's going to try. And it does sound like he loves her. Like it sounds like he fucked up. He made the mistake of going out of the marriage to look for this emotional connection, and now he's trying to come back in, and he's like, I fucked up again. It was after the sexual part, but still, there's a little bit more. So let me continue. My wife decided to stay and give me another chance, but sometimes I feel like the trust will never be reestablished. How do I make it up to her? How do I show her that she can trust me again? Is there a point where I should let her go and try to find happiness outside of our marriage? We have 2 kids, and they are young. I don't want another man raising them, but do I need to let her find love with someone else, someone that she can trust? It breaks my heart for him because I feel like he understands that he really fucked up. You know what I mean? What do you think? Should he let her go?
That is not an option. If you're fighting, if you truly want to fight for your marriage,
then don't let her go.
Then don't let her go.
Yeah. Don't let another man raise your kids.
Well, right now, he's giving himself an option, a way out, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Again, we're not judging. We've both been there, and we're just giving you a woman's perspective of where a woman's head's at. when something like this happens. I think that you even reaching out and giving us this perspective is fucking huge for a man to be able to be this vulnerable,
Yeah.
because obviously you love her. And but again, if you want this to work, you have to be completely honest with her. You have to have that conversation with her. And if we don't know her,
Right.
if
Yeah.
she's not someone that likes to communicate and can't have this conversation, or is a, a woman that's like, when she starts getting irritated, she's confrontational, whatever it may be, seek
Yeah.
therapy. Go to somebody, even if it's one session where you guys can just have that moment to just talk to each other so you know exactly what she's feeling. Because let me tell you, she's going to open up like a sieve when it comes to talking to somebody, because no, she can't judge me. She's not going to judge me. She's not going to judge me. And if she does judge me, then okay, it is what it is,
Right.
or fuck her, or whatever she may say. But don't let her go until you have done everything in your power to save your marriage.
Yeah.
Right now, this is on you because you are the one that caused the damage in
You're
your
the one who
relationship.
fucked up.
Yeah. You're the
Royally.
one, unfortunately. But if you
Yeah.
love her that much and you love your little family, then honey, you're going to have to do everything in your power, and like actually do everything in your power. Don't say, well, I tried, I talked to her.
No, like
No,
really do it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you have
You're
to
right.
actually put forth the effort. You have to show her, babe, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I fucked up. Yeah, own it. Take accountability for it. Let her know, hey, we have a couples therapy session. I want us to really sit down and dissect this and see what happened, where we went wrong. I really want
Yeah.
to save our marriage. You can write this down if you want to, just in case you don't have the words for it.
Oh.
Just show her, truly show her, because obviously my man has vulnerability. I mean, look at that. I mean, he wants to save his marriage, but don't let her go. That is the worst thing for you to do, because not only is she insecure already, but if you bring that up and you put it on the table, honey, you don't stand a chance.
Yeah.
You're opening the door for her to do what you did to her.
Yeah.
And that's going to kill you. When you've done every other option that you know of, and you boots to ground, I did everything I could, then you guys have to you have to go your separate ways, because you can't always be a punching bag for her and a constant reminder of what it was you did.
Yeah.
So
And
that's my advice.
we don't know the backstory enough. We don't know enough of the backstory to where we can say right now we're kind of siding with her because we don't know her side of the story, obviously,
Yeah.
right? Like you said, he's being vulnerable in coming to us and even sharing this story with us. I applaud any man who's willing to just put it out there and, you know what, I fucked up. I know I fucked up. I don't need you to tell me I fucked
That's
up.
huge.
I need you to tell me, how do I fix this? Right? There is a PS. He said, sometimes when I wake up, I find her in the boys' room. So I guess his two kids are boys. Sleeping with them. She says because she hears them calling for her in the middle of the night. But I think it's her way of not sharing our bed with me. Then that's when he said, am I wrong? How do I fix this? I think we've kind of gone over that already. But the fact that she's struggling with all of this, communication, communication, communication. A conversation has to be had with her. And was that conversation had that his needs weren't being met, where she could then say, well, my needs are not being met? Has she been open from the get-go with this relationship, with this marriage? And if not, if the conversation has not been had, then I feel like at this point it definitely needs to be had. She stayed for a reason. And I will tell you, Women stay for all sorts of reasons. It's not necessarily because they're still in love with the man or they don't want to live without him. It's not necessarily because of all those things. Sometimes it's for financial reasons. They think things through and they're like, well, fuck, I can't leave this marriage because I can't financially sustain my household with my two kids, even if he helps me out with child support. So they make a conscious decision to stay in the marriage, but they're still detached. So was that the case? We don't know. Did she stay because she really wants to forgive him? It doesn't sound like it. If she's sneaking off in the middle of the night to go sleep with the boys instead of sleeping in the bed with her husband. I mean,
But
that
I
to
got
me
a
is,
twist to that. I
go
got it.
ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think you're in the garden and you're not picking flowers. I think
Ooh.
you're over analyzing things in
Mm-hmm.
your head. If you're sleeping and the boys are calling her, then you're not hearing the boys calling her. Because as a mom, we hear our children. It
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
matter if we're in the deepest sleep. As soon as we hear our kids, boom, we're with
We're
our
up.
kids. You
Yeah.
know? So I think I'm starting to think that you're over processing things by guessing why she's doing the things she's doing because you're not communicating with her. So, again, honey, I think you guys really need to sit down and have a conversation because you have to understand too that someone invaded her private space, her safety,
Her
her
relationship.
protector,
Yeah.
her relationship, her
Yeah.
husband,
Mm-hmm.
the father of her children. There's a lot of things that were invaded in that
Mm-hmm.
space. And it's going to take her a little bit to come out of that and be able to be like, honey, hold your hand, kiss you, caress you. Because once a woman doesn't have that trust and she has all these
Hard to get it
insecurities,
back.
it's
Yeah.
going to be so hard for her to come back to you. You have to do the work to get her to come
Mm-hmm.
back to you if you love her the way you love her, which it sounds
Yeah.
1000%. You know you fucked up. You love her. You have this beautiful family. You want to save your family. Then save your family.
Right.
Stop putting the shit in your head that she's doing things. And if she is sleeping with the babies because she needs time away from you, then you need to allow her to have that space.
Yeah. Yeah.
You did this. She did not.
Exactly.
Just remember that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and I'm gonna play devil's advocate just a little bit. Again, I go back to what I was saying. Women stay in the relationship for different reasons, not necessarily because they want to forgive and forget and love and da da da. A lot of times it's because they really can't or they don't feel confident enough to leave the relationship, right? If she said that they talked about it, right? And she agreed to stay in the relationship, to forgive him, to continue on. What are her reasons for staying? And maybe now that conversation needs to be had because you're
oh,
feeling like she's going out and not sleeping in your bed with you. And maybe he's thinking these things because she's also doing other things. Maybe it's not
well, those
necessarily
are the
just,
other things that need to be clarified too.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
I know that when this situation happened to me, being in the same bed as my husband was
just,
not.
yeah. It's like, no,
No,
no.
this is our peaceful place. This is where we
Yeah.
come together.
This was my sanctuary before
Yeah.
you fucked it
And
up.
now that's been broken.
Yeah,
We've been
yeah,
broken. And it
yeah.
sounds like from what he's saying, the way he loves her, I think just from the way he's talking, I feel like she was a good wife. Like
Yeah.
she's a good wife. Like
She didn't deserve what she got.
she
Yeah.
didn't deserve what she got. Now, if he's saying, well, we've done this back and forth to each other, or she's been lacking here, she's been lacking there. Obviously, they have two young kids.
Hmm.
So that makes me thinking outside the box, it makes me think that she has been so involved in being a mom that she's kind of forgotten how to be a wife, you
Or
know,
be herself.
or be herself, and
Yeah.
and what you have to understand too, young man, is the fact that as women, when we're so involved in taking care of everybody else, we forget who we are. And now
Hmm.
there's now another layer on top of that that's been added. Like the person I loved and the person I want to spend my forever with has just stepped out of our relationship. Like
Yeah.
she's probably thinking, how can I get him back? And she can't process past the pain of, I can't believe he did this to me. But then again, she has those moments where she's like, how do I get my husband back? How do I get my family back? How do I do this? Like, this is
Yeah.
what we go through in our heads. Like,
Hmm.
I know that I've been there and I've done that. Like, what did I do? Like she starts, not only just her insecurities, but her self doubts
Yeah.
of what she did wrong in this relationship, and you have to give her grace that she's trying to find a place where she could be alone. Her safe place right now are those boys, is the way I'm taking it.
Yeah. You're
Okay,
right.
if
Yeah.
she's if they're not calling her, let's just say that's her safety, that's her
Hmm.
protection. Those are those boys, and that's where she goes to. It's her safe place right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have to give her some grace, and you have to give her some time to come back to you, and she will, as long as you're putting forth that effort.
Yeah.
Now
Don't
if she
stop
if
putting forth the effort. That's
yeah,
the key, though. Don't stop because there's not a statute of limitations
yeah, statute of limitations.
on, okay, you cheated on me or I cheated on you. You get a month. After that, we go back to living the way we were. You're going to have to find a new way of living, a new way of communicating, a new way of being married and, raising
Yeah,
these children together.
things will
It's
never be the same.
It's never going to be the same because you broke the trust, because you
Scratch that.
broke the bond, you broke it. And it sounds like you understand that you broke it. So that's a good thing. It's a good thing. But you can't expect her, okay, well, it's been 2 months. She should already be, and she said she forgave me. Oh, saying it and actually forgiving are two different things. She may really want to forgive you because she really loves you and she wants to keep the family unit. She wants to keep her son's father in the same house with them in the
Hmm.
same relationship. Again, there's a million reasons why she could have stayed. It's not necessarily just because you're the greatest guy on earth and she can't live without you. She has her own reasons for staying, and those reasons you have to then figure out. And you do that by talking to her, by communicating with her, by making sure that you're now meeting her needs. But also, and again, I throw this little twist in there, don't forget that your needs were not being met to begin with. Are they being met now, or are you staying because you felt guilty?
Hmm.
Are you staying because there's no other place to go, and you're going to feel even more guilty if you leave your kids, your sons, without a father? If
You
you're
did this
staying
for
for,
a reason.
exactly, exactly. If you're staying for guilt, it's never going to go, it's never going to
Mm-mm.
work. Never going to work. You
You're
may
gonna
as
do it.
well cut ties and do what you're saying. Give her the opportunity to find love somewhere else with somebody that she trusts, and suck it up, buttercup, that you're somebody else is going to be raising your boys, or
Yep.
you stay in their lives, but figure out how to co-parent, because there was a reason why you stepped away from this. You were not getting what you needed. Are you getting that now? And if you're not, are you making strides to make sure that she's able to trust you again, to be able to give you what you need? And are you being open and honest with her that this is the reason why I stepped out, is because you were not ABCD, right? Communication, communication, communication. We say this over and over and over on this podcast. It is key to having relationships, friendships, relationships with your children, relationships with your parents, whatever it is. It is key to having really strong relationships. That line of communication has to be open. You
Yep.
have to be willing to have the hard conversations. Otherwise, wash your hands of it, walk away, live your happy life, and maybe you'll find somebody that loves you the way you need to be loved. If you think that this is your woman and you really did just fuck up this one time, then do everything in your power to make sure that she understands, that she knows that you are there for the long haul, that you're there, that you did fuck up, yes, but you are willing to do everything and be transparent, not just honest, but transparent with everything that you're doing.
Hmm.
Tell her everything, even if you think that she doesn't need to know that. Tell her everything so that she starts building that trust again. You
Give
know,
her give her your phone, give her your laptop,
your
whatever it may
passwords
be,
to everything. Yep.
anything and
Yep.
everything. Just
Mm-hmm.
let her know that, babe, I'm here, and that's
Yep.
it. Here you go. You have my everything.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
have my everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good luck to you. It's a hard
Hugs.
situation. It's a hard situation. And we're coming from, this is the advice coming from women who have been cheated on. I personally have never cheated on anybody. Like, it's not in my blood. It's not in my makeup. I don't do that. Has it happened to me? Yes, several times by different men. So it's happened. I know that it happens, but what you do to rectify the situation, I feel, is what's going to really define you as a man.
Yeah.
That's my advice to you. Keep doing what you're doing as far as trying to communicate with her and like make her feel like she can trust you again, but it's going to take a lot of effort, a lot. And if you really love her and you really want to keep your family unit together, then it's going to be worth it in the end, I feel.
Agree.
Okay. Keep us posted. Let us know what comes up. This he sent this in a few weeks ago, so who knows what has happened since then. He could be
Oh my
divorced.
gosh, I wish we could send him a little clip just so to give you some kind of insight. But we send you big hugs, and we're
Yes.
here if you need to talk about anything else. We got you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Definitely. We pray for you. All right, we have come to the portion of our episode where we have our words of wisdom, and I have those for us today. It's a reel, and I'm just going to read through it. Okay, it says, unhealed people don't listen with their ears, they listen with their triggers.
Oh,
Bum, bum, bum. This is
that's a
going to be
good
good.
one.
Emotionally immature person is defensive and often emotionally explosive. They don't know how to process emotions like anger, so they lash out, project, and blame. They shame you for your feelings, calling you needy or saying it's always about you. Reminder, people who can't communicate think everything is an argument. People who lack accountability think everything is an attack. To avoid their high reactivity, you silence yourself. You walk on eggshells, betraying yourself in the process. Your nervous system goes into fight or flight because your body knows this isn't safe. The body keeps the score, and eventually your body starts to speak louder than your denial. With someone emotionally immature, you'll have a childlike relationship. There's no real conflict resolution, no accountability, no growth. Many people are children in adult bodies. Damn. That's crazy. Many people are children in adult bodies.
It's the hurt. It's the hurt child in them. It's the
It's the
hurt little boy
wounded
or little girl.
child.
Yeah.
It's the wounded child. Yep.
Hmm.
Okay. Oh, wow. Unwilling to do the work, but expecting you to carry the weight of the relationship. There comes a point in your healing journey where you stop trying to convince people to do better. You simply observe their choices, accept who they are, and decide what you're no longer available for. That was it. Sorry. Wow. Unhealed people don't listen with their ears, they listen with their triggers. I'm just repeating that.
Because it's facts.
It's
I mean,
fact.
you can see
Wow.
1,000 reels
Mm-hmm.
on this, and it's always the same thing.
Yeah.
Triggers are always that child in you. It's always that teenager in you. Wherever your trauma lied, that's that
It's
age
a
group.
trauma response.
Yes.
Yeah. Triggers are trauma response. Triggers equals trauma response. That's what it is.
I like
That's
that.
what
That should be a t-shirt.
we should. We should I feel like this was a really good episode because we touched on a lot of different things. And again, we're not professionals. We are not professional therapists
No
or
certifications here,
psychiatrists or
baby.
psychologists. We have no, we're
We can't
talking,
prescribe drugs. No.
no, but honestly, we're here to help you because we have 50 years under our belt, 51 and 50 under our belt. And it's just based on our own personal experiences. I feel like everybody goes through basically the same things that everybody else goes through, just in different manners, right? Like, but we're here to help you. So if you ever feel like you just need to talk, you need to chat, you would like for us to put this out there so that other people can then comment and, respond with their own personal experiences. I feel like that's how we help each other. You tell me what you're going through, I tell you what I'm going through or what I've been through, and we kind of we bond, not trauma bond, but we bond in that way where we understand each other. We understand where we all have been through. And everybody that sent in their scenarios for our slice of advice, we thank you so much. We thank you. We love you.
We send
We
you
love
all
you.
hugs. Again,
Yes.
not judgment. We're
No,
here
no
to
judgment
support.
whatsoever. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Chats con Sabor, and we will see you on the next one. Adios, amigos.
Bye.